We were going to be watching the new Mandela Catalog. Mandela Catalog Volume 5 dropped. I am not letting any part of Volume 5 get spoiled for me, so we're doing this right now. Hold on. Actually, let's do a little refresher. All right, so the last one I covered in a main channel video was up through Volume 4. Volume 4 ended with the alternate telling Adam that he's not the real him. And then in Catalyst, which I covered on stream before, I assume you all have done like background reading of sorts to get here, is where we have them worried about Adam, and then they're doing the post-mortem thing on Dave, and then it ends with them coming to Adam, and he's effectively a full-blown alternate. So then we have Adam and Thatcher talking to each other. That was it, as far as that goes. We have the Volume 5 teaser. Festival was unrelated. That was its own thing I reacted to. And now we have Volume 5. I haven't seen any of Volume 5, and I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's go. Need more. It's been a while. I will mention, normally my rule of thumb with these things is when a new horror project comes out, I give it like a week so that everyone will go support the original work and then we can react to it together. But I DM'd Alex last night and asked if he was chill with me reacting to it, and he said yes. I think also what we're hearing here is the phone call between, I think his name was Jude. It's Adam's father. When he was killed. That's what it sounds like.
Please stay quiet. Are you hiding? Yes. Does this man resemble anyone you know by chance? I have never seen anyone in my life that looks anything like him.
The jump scared me. Dang it, Alex. 28 United States Department of Temporal Phenomenon agents are stationed in Yonder County, Wisconsin to collect data regarding temporal bleeding in Mandela County, Wisconsin. So we haven't seen a lot about the Department of Temporal Phenomena as far as I know. Like, we've seen their influence a lot, like at the cover of the home invasion tape and stuff like that. Like, they're the ones, the original video, like the original, if you see someone who looks identical to you, run away and hide. That was put together by the USDTP. But I don't think we've seen any of their actual, like, in the field or like individuals or stuff like that. So, and this was one of the things I said I wanted to see more of in my last Mandela video. I wanted to see more of the department. So that's cool. Notable events and oddities. An unregistered vehicle, 1989 Ford Taurus, passes through Mandela-Yonder County border numerous times within 11 days. (1992), Adam's a baby, right? This is the first leap of the kickoff, not later on when it's like Jonah and Adam grown up and stuff like that. I'd have to look at the previous episodes to see specifically what dates that would have happened around, but... this is early. Really, the Mandela catalog is kind of separated into two areas that are separated by 20 years. The original time back then when like everything kicked off, and then the time later in the 2000s, I think it's 2009, where like Adam and Jonah and all that's happening. Despite numerous video captures of the vehicle, it was never captured returning from the other direction. Interesting. Event 2, Agent Jay Brooker fulfills his task of collecting adequate samples from the home of Nicholas Behringer, location of interest. During the scouting phase of the investigation, Booker accounted for several anomalies in or around the home. Limited amount of photographic evidence was captured of one such anomaly. Booker captured 2 photos and 1 video. No. Absolutely not. Dang it, Alex. Forgot where we're at for a second. All right. Good. Is this a doorway with it in the back? Oh, look at that. Look at it. There's its eyes and its mouth. This tall, disgusting thing. Oh, it's great. Agent Booker's interpretation. Is that what you saw? I don't know if that's what I saw. Okay, I'd have to... Let me remember. 92, they're doing an investigation. Could that be the thing that killed Ruth? Or it'd be at the same time as the thing that killed Ruth and Adam's parents, maybe? Perhaps? Unaccountable anomalies seen within the home are as follows. Alright. It's great. It's awesome. Nope. Nope. No, thank you. I'm good. Don't like it. The eyes are just a little off. Not a fan. No, thank you. I'm good. I'll pass. Booker reports that the anomalies were not aggressive, only observant. But the kid's too much. Boss won't give you that raise. Got skeletons in the closet. Begin anew. Midwestern Relocation Services. 1-800-SET-FREE, Indiana, Illinois. Wait. What? What? Is that like a witness protection thing? Only without it needing to be a protection part? Like they can just move you somewhere else? All right. Begin anew. Is this something through the department? Highway 368 between exits 81 and 82. There's a small patch of empty space in the cornfield heading westbound. Park your car in the nearby ditch and leave your keys in the glove box. Take any other valuable items with you. The empty space in the cornfield is the beginning of a path that eventually leads you to a large open plain. You will see a structure in the center of this plain. This is your safe house that you must remain within until you are relocated. Okay, so potentially the vehicle we saw at the beginning signed up for this relocation service thing, right? Probably related to what was happening in the house. And then this is the note they got about how to go about the relocation. I mean, you're right. It probably is bait. It's probably some alternate thing or whatever. Who are you? Yeah, I have no idea who you are. You're new. That's Jude? That's Jude Murray? The one who dies when he's killed by the alternate?
Hello?
I don't have any blinds. I don't own blinds, okay? Because the window's in an awkward place, and that window's like a little U-shaped thing. You can't even get blinds for that. I also have the studio lights on too, and I turned these off. You can't even see my face. Which I'm sure you'd probably like. I like that ticking noise, whatever that is. Those of you saying windy over pyro, be sure to go let him know that in his chat right now. It'd be funny.
Stone Mountain, blown up by dynamite. Kids even climb into the driver's seat of the big machines they love. Your kids will ask for this video again and again for truckloads of non-stop entertainment.
Okay, so Jude calls the relocation services and then is told to go to this house. He goes there, it's pretty empty. He walks around, everything seems fine. And then he goes to sleep with that TV on the floor.
Heard something you wish you didn't? Do you find yourself constantly
There's the man himself, the man of the hour.
Maybe you saw something you can't forget.
That's right, Dave Lee.
Now, there is a solution. A new benzodiazepine with a modern approach to anxiety. Temaril. Temaril targets
Me explaining Xanax to friends. Now, there is.
anxiety by calming the nervous system and slowing down hyperactivity in the brain.
I like this note. Temaril is approved for all ages.
Hyperactivity in the brain. Symptoms such as insomnia, intrusive thoughts, and irrational fear are treated as a result, allowing you to live life the way you're supposed to. Temaril can cause serious side effects, including dizziness, hallucinations, confusion, impaired judgment, uncontrolled body movements, and headaches. Worsening of anxiety or depression has been reported by some patients. Use caution while driving or operating machinery. You are not alone. Take action today. Ask your healthcare provider about Temaril Lorazepam.
It's always interesting to see because, like, we get a very limited perspective of this world normally because it's just like, you know, what's happening in Mandela County. We have a few individuals, but we hear about greater things like tech bans or like the government cracking down trying to stop alternates and stuff like that. And now we get to see some other symptoms that had happened, like Temaril, which I imagine is tied into alternates or something like that, or the relocation services. Like, just because we only deal with a few characters typically, the issue of the Mandela catalog is much, much greater than just the characters we follow. So it's cool to see, like, influence of that. Wendigoon, can I marry your wife? Sure, ask her. Oh, this is a whole claymation. Look at this. Oh, this looks great. Look at that. Yo. It's like James and the Giant Peach. I love how Alex does media switch ups.
I tried my hardest. I'm sorry.
No, that's not me.
Please forgive me.
It's not. If it is me, I'll be mad.
I heard you praying.
I'm sorry, I forgot what series I was watching. I totally like turned my brain off and was like, oh, it's so cute, so nice. Oh, look, a lamb's dead, whatever. I forgot where this goes. There's this claymation I watched as a kid. Let me pull it up. Here it is. It was called Rat Soup. And I remember watching it as a kid. And it was like, we would always be in the car. Like, we had a Suburban that had like a TV in the back for the kids to watch, and we just had a few discs. So we'd rewatch the same movies over and over. And one of them that we had that we probably got like a dollar store or something was this one called Rat Soup. That was a claymation about this weasel that wanted to cook a rat and kill him.
So they went to bed early. They didn't even brush their teeth. That's how tired they were. In the darkness. Coming to
I know this isn't literal claymation because they're not made of clay. This is stop motion with figurines, but the same kind of like animation, like jiltedness or whatever. And I remember as a kid, it's something like or mouse soup, not rat soup, mouse soup. The mouse convinces the weasel not to kill him, or he tricks him into not killing him because he tells him a bunch of stories. And then the weasel gets so infatuated with the stories that he forgets about... he goes out to get stuff from the stories, and the mouse escapes in that time. But I remember, like, not really being afraid of it, but every now and then I would get afraid of it because of stuff like this.
It's supposed to end. He's supposed to catch the measly mouse.
Okay, like, that, stuff like that. Like, the running that's, like, in phases, broken... Like that, like he's like glitching forward. I remember being so freaked out about that as a kid that I think it kind of contributed to me being freaked out by like uncanny movements in general and stuff like that. So as a kid, anything that was claymation kind of put me on edge. Claymation, stop motion, whatever. Because at any moment I was expecting the characters to get like really quick and it would look weird and scary and stuff, and I didn't like it. So I say all that to say I'm very happy. Thrilled even that Alex chose to use claymation for his next Gabriel instance. That's really cool.
I heard you praying. You.
I also love how the face is always covered in some way. Okay, so the sheep dies, the lamb dies, and then false Gabriel says, I heard you praying.
You are the Holy Spirit. You spoke to me. And now I am here.
He didn't answer his question. Are you the Holy Spirit? And he said, you spoke to me and now I'm here.
Am I forgiven? My...
Oh, the angel said, for what? Because it seems the sheep's still alive. Oh, you know what I bet that means? You know what I bet that is? Okay. Jude Murray, assuming you all are right, and this is Jude, allowed his son to be killed, Adam. And then I imagine here he's ran away. He's in hiding. Maybe the alternate didn't kill him. I'm just theorizing. I could be off on that. Much as the shepherd allowed the lamb to die and asked to be forgiven, but then the false Gabriel says, forgiven of what? Your son's still here. He's still alive, as Adam lived through the encounter.
Jude?
You're right. Hey. It is Jude. Y'all are right.
You made it safely?
Yeah.
Okay. Got someone coming out to pick you up tomorrow morning. You'll be
Also, the claymation Sheperd kind of looks like Jude.
there at 4:30 sharp in the Silver Fort Taurus.
Okay.
This is your last chance to tell me you don't want this. There's no turning back once you step into that car.
I do want this.
All right. Hey, it's a nice little village in British Columbia. Think you'll like it.
Now's the time to start making your calls. People noticing your absence too soon will fuck up this whole operation.
I'll take care of it.
Awesome. See you soon.
I could have sworn that Jude was counted among the dead by Thatcher after the whole event at the Murray house. Maybe I could be wrong.
It's Jude. Jude Murray.
Oh, Mr. Murray. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great. How are you?
Oh, you know, just pushing through. Tell me, how's little Adam holding up? Any improvements?
Yeah, he's doing great.
Fantastic. Well, when would you like to get him in next?
Well, that's the thing. Lynn and I finally closed on that house. You know, the one we're the little ranch, and we'll be moving doctors. We'll be moving.
That is just great. Just keep me updated. I'll be able to transfer your prescription, no problem. I'm proud of you for, taking initiative for their safety.
I don't think there was anything about the house that was supernatural in itself other than like the TV and him being there. Maybe he's saying he's taking initiative in finding a new doctor so quickly. Maybe.
I knew you could do it. It'll be all right.
Maybe. It's interesting. I never even considered Jude to be a character to look out for. Auto subtitle. Shh. What's the time you're not supposed to turn anything? I know it's like 3 a.m.'s like witching or whatever, but 4:44 is that the time you're not supposed to turn on any electronics? Hello? What is that? Jarvis, enhance. Yeah, like that. I'm not that crazy about him either, to be honest. This Claymation guy. Is that just the dead? Yeah, the dead lamb.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Are you the shepherd?
Yes. Who are you?
I'm Jane. I'm the farmer. I was wondering if you had any spare grains from your sheep.
You're a farmer with no grains?
My crops were ruined. I will pay you back in time, I assure you. What is the matter?
You know animals, don't you? What is the matter with my little one?
Oh my, it is beautiful, my friend. You are truly blessed.
What do you mean? It is clearly not healthy.
Well, what do I know? I am no shepherd after all. I must get back to work.
I think this is representative of Jude and his son.
Sheperd! Come visit me tonight. I'd love for you to see my animals.
Sheperd just got a one-way ticket, if you know what I mean.
Why me?
Can't wait for some jump scare to happen and rewire my consciousness. I am bound to chains on my ankles that grow heavier with every step. The infinite amount of sand will be my tomb, and my foolishness will be my legacy. If there is a God, please help me.
How do I know you are holy?
Hello? Jude? Hello? You there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
I just arrived at your new place. It is beautiful up here. How long have you been on the road? How's the driver? Is he well behaved? Isn't it exciting? This is the escape you've been waiting for, and it's finally happening. Where are you, Jude?
I couldn't.
Huh? Could you speak up a little?
I'm not in the car.
You're not in the car? What the hell happened? Did you forget you were being picked up?
No. Listen. I didn't forget. I just couldn't.
You couldn't what? Use your words.
There was someone at the door.
Judas Murphy. His full name's Judas.
I couldn't leave.
What the fuck is your problem? Do you have any idea how many hours he drove to get you? What about how long it took me to get here? An entire community of the kindest people I know were ready to welcome you. They were so excited to meet you, Jude. Now I have to send them all home, disappointed. But you know that feeling all too well, don't you? Filthy deadbeat. You can't escape this. You know what you did. Stop acting like it didn't happen, Jude. Do what you need to do. Do the world a favor.
So Jude sees something the night prior, changes his mind about going.
I just couldn't. There was someone at the door.
Yeah.
I couldn't leave.
Was Pharazepam the name of the drug? Probably. Yeah, Timorol. And then the generic name's Pharazepam. The one that turns off your brain, effectively. Stop acting like it didn't happen. You need to stop acting like it didn't happen.
Do what you need to do. Do the world a favor.
Encouraging Jude to take his own life is very similar to the alternates convincing people they need to do that. Just a thought.
Can I help you?
Hi, Lieutenant Davis, MCPD.
We didn't call for the police. Everything's okay here.
We're just doing routine checkups around town. It's a requirement from the state. Do I know you from somewhere?
I don't think so. Is this MCPD's jurisdiction?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I guess we're still in Mandela. Thought we were in Yonder. Can I help you with anything?
Are you aware of the television and mirror destruction order?
Well, I'm house sitting, and, yeah, I'm aware of it, but we're all good here.
Good. Always nice to meet another upstanding citizen. I hope you and your family have a nice day.
It's not Thatcher. We know that's not Thatcher because this was as told by the earlier phone call, and I assume all of this is right after the events that happened where Adam was replaced and Adam's mom died and all that stuff. We see that the whole phone call happens where Thatcher and Weaver go to the establishment, go to the Murray household. Weaver dies. And then at the end, Thatcher is chased back to the police department. He is in hiding. And at the end, as we saw from Volume 4, the alternate steals Thatcher's face and voice. So this is alternate Thatcher.
Thanks, officer.
Because the real Thatcher at this time is in hiding, being tormented by the alternates. What did I say? The shepherd is Jude. Jude is praying for his lost lamb, his son, and then I'm sure the alternate will arrive and say, but your lamb is fine. He's alive.
Northern Missouri and dotted across the Dakotas into northern Minnesota. Just a little bit of light rain. Occasional storms starting to build in Arizona, too.
Thatcher, I barely know her. Weaver, I barely know her.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Avoid unpleasant surprises when you travel.
Do you know where your children are? Jude, I barely know her. There's that thing again. Okay, assuming this is after everything that went down, if Jude knows that TVs are as dangerous as they are, then why is he like so nonchalant about the Television Destruction Act? He should be like taking a hammer to it. Because it seems like it worked to some degree because we know the world still exists 20 years later. I don't want to do this, man.
It was supposed to be you.
It sounds like he's saying it was supposed to be you. Okay, that could either mean you were supposed to be the alternate, not your son Adam. You were supposed to die, not your wife. Or just in general, preying on his guilt. Because as we know, alternates make you give in to despair, right? Maybe it's just saying you should have died with your family instead of running away like a coward. Yeah, so what do you get for not destroying your TV, idiot? Now hell's pouring out through it. Yeah, it's supposed to be you. Yeah. No, thank you. No thanks. I'm good, Alex. That's really kind of you to offer, but I'm good. I appreciate the offer, but I don't need it, actually. I'm alright. I'm good. I would like it if you didn't. I'd be really happy if you didn't. Whew. Yeah, these two characters are the same, I feel.
And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. Night fell upon them in an instant, and all the color was drained from the world. An angel appeared to them, and they were terrified. The angel fooled them, just like he planned. But there was more work to be done.
It does not need to be that way. You are not the first. There are so many more. Nothing has been done yet. He has a lot of convincing to do. Until then, trust nobody. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me?
Okay, hold on. I fooled them, such weak minds. You're right. What the first pile of sand was saying is, it is explicitly the Bible passage about, and lo, they were in the same field, shepherds keeping watch over their flock by night, the Christmas story, right? But it's perverted it, instead of the angel coming to them to give good news of Jesus being born in Bethlehem, it's explicitly changed to talk about how it's the alternate tricking the shepherds and like color faded from the world and whatnot, which is what we see in Overthrown. But what the other pile of sand said was interesting. You're just the first. You don't have to believe him, and he's got a lot of tricking to do. Because yeah, it makes sense. What the alternate's doing is replacing God's existence in religion, in history, which means that the instance of the manger of the nativity was the first of many instances. That there's a lot more that has to come in after that for the charade to work. And from what we see in the Mandela catalog in the modern age, it seems like the charade worked a lot, but the shepherd was one of the first.
Where am I?
What do you mean? You're in my home. You've been here for a while.
He's here.
What?
I know his presence.
Who's he? Everybody left town. It's just you and me. Just what I prayed for. Look at me. What's wrong?
Please.
We're going to do something else now. We're going to watch another video. Oh, look, Bill Wirtz uploaded a video. Let's watch whatever that is. Let's go over there.
Hi, you're on a rock, floating in space. Pretty cool, huh? Some of it's water.
Yeah,
Fuck it. Actually, most of it's water. I can't even get from here to there without buying a boat. It's sad. I'm sad. I miss you. How did this happen? A long time ago. Actually, never. And also now.
Okay. Alex. People being given what they prayed for. The shepherd prayed for the lamb and he was given the lamb. She prayed for him and was given him. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I hate it here. Okay. All right.
Are you there?
It's the lamb he prayed for. It looks like in a manger. Definitely the lamb. And then behind him, the one he prayed to. Seems that the deception worked. I fooled them, such weak minds, right? And of course we have our shepherd here, Jude. Is this implying that Jude invited the alternate in some way? Because we know that the actual mechanics of it were completed by young Adam. Because of the, I forget what his name was in here. A limbo, I think. The face, the talking face that was the string. That's like, do you want to play with your imaginary friend? And we know that that was like young Adam watching the screen and then imagine an imaginary friend that appeared. But does that mean that the reason that was on in the first place, the reason that all this began was that Jude wanted something maybe? If I'm right about the connection between Jude and the shepherd, then that would imply that somehow he invited it in. So yes, Adam would be the lamb. It's his own house on the TV. That's comforting. I don't see anything in the shadows, I don't think. But we know something's there with him. Came out of the closet. I wonder what the woman's representative of then. Maybe nothing specific. Maybe just like the temptation general. His son's crib. Yeah. I still wonder what it means that Adam followed the Sheperd. Do you remember that all the way back in the second episode? Because now we know that Adam was an alternate. You know, and the alternates have that whole "what have you done?" and Adam says, "I did the right thing." But the alternate told him, "You followed the Sheperd. You are a fool. Follow my voice instead. Wake up, Adam. Don't make me wake the others." What did Adam do differently? Who did he follow? What does that mean? Adam is just like his father. It's a good point. Well, no, Adam didn't run away from the house. Jonah was the one that ran away from the house. I can't think of Adam running away. I mean, he left Jonah's body there, but that's more so the alternate in him, I imagine. I have these stupid studio lights pointed at me. I can't see. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that eye. I don't like that. That's exactly how Weaver looked when it was stalking Thatcher while he was in hiding. I think the pictures at the beginning, the three entities seen within the house are this house, and that looked like the one of the woman that I thought was scary. If this is right after the events of Volume 3, I believe it was Volume 3, then this could very well be the thing that killed Adam's mom and Ruth. Honestly, that could be Ruth's alternate. I would like it if you quit. I'd be really happy if you quit. Huh. I feel like Jude should have left. Was he just going to stay here till the alternates get him? Wait a minute. That kind of looks like the hoodie alternate. Remember? The one that said all the scribbled text in chapter 2 that, in my theory, is Adam grown up. Does that mean this is Adam? Does that mean this is Adam's alternate? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's like paper mache.
What do you want from me? It's you! It's fucking you! What the fuck do you want from me?
It's the one from his house. Yep.
Everything from me! You've taken my wife! You've taken my fucking child! What do you want to kill me? Fucking kill me! I've got nothing!
That almost looks like Mark. But I mean, it morphs. Oh, yeah. Yo! Yo! Look at that! Yo! He's hanging! I love the depiction of that. Is that saying that this is Jude, that Jude's being compelled to take his life? Because then in the next scene, we see his face melting. Is he being replaced? And which one is this? Is that Adam's alternate?
Please. Someone.
The alternates fill your mind, the information that is not desired to be known, suffering, stuff like that. The alternate filled his mind with this, which is symbolic of take the pills, right? Remove yourself from society. There's not enough room for the two of us. This must be the alternate of Jude afterwards.
Please. Someone. Please. God. Please. Help. Please. Not like this. He's inside of my mind. Stop it, please. Stop, please.
You old scamp. You've done it again. Every time. Man, this looks so cool. All of it. That alternate coming up to him. This guy. Ah, that looks so great. Oh, looks so good, man. So good. Everything with the Sheperd was great. Just as, Judas here. Jude betrayed his family sort of by leaving them for praying for something. I wonder then if that means Jude contributed to his family's death in some way. There's not enough pieces to know, but I think that's kind of the vibes being put out. I mean, his name's Judas, right? And he's taking the medicine that effectively turns off your brain or allows him to be taken by these alternates, convinced to remove himself. But then what if they are alternates of Jude? Also, that means Thatcher here, whenever alternate Thatcher showed up, it was like, hey, just making sure everything's good. He was like basically casing the property for an alternate attack. That was so good. Thank you, Alex. Banger. What do the comments have to say? Yeah, 3D animation was great. Great. Hats off to everyone involved. Every animator. It was awesome. Sheperd represents Jude, the farmer, Lynn, and the sheep that died and came back as Adam. Yeah, the farmer is Lynn. The girl he sees would be his wife. He brought her into this because of his own doing. So this is definitely implying that Jude had something to do with the alternate showing up in the first place. Again, we know Adam as an infant was the one who caused it by watching the imaginary show and creating the imaginary creature. But this is implying that somehow Jude's actions led to their death. Or Judas's actions led to their death. Which then, if we're kind of propping up Adam as like the fallen one, the one returned as kind of the Jesus figure, so to speak, for the story, then it makes sense that Judas's betrayal of him that allows him to die. I'm saying all symbolically, not literally. That symbolically allows him to die to take on this greater form to later save everyone. Because that's what I think this is going towards. I think it's all pointing towards Adam being an alternate, but with the human connection enough that he is able to overcome it and resist the alternate within him in order to defeat them. I think that's where this is going, that Adam is the savior, so to speak. I mean, Lynn could also have done it, but I think the guilt is being placed on the Sheperd in the story. He's who we follow. Adam's the chosen one, basically. Yeah. He's the one to make a difference. And he's propelled into that difference by Judas, right? That would make sense. Oh, that also makes sense because how does Judas take his own life in the Bible? By hanging himself. So that makes sense. The visual, the iconography, stuff like that, it all tracks. And Jesus, throughout the Bible, is represented as the lamb, right? And we see that the shepherd here, all of this is over his lamb. Yep, I like the symbolism. I like the direction overall. It works very, very well. Is that a Has-Been Hotel reference? Okay, I'm leaving now. I can't do this. I can't deal with you people anymore. Claymation is representation of Jude, but the shepherd realizing the deception could have happening. Therefore, you follow the shepherd gets a new meaning. Yes. Wait. Oh, you're right. Maybe the shepherd isn't some like big figure I've thought of it being. Maybe this guy's the shepherd. And if the shepherd here recognizes the lie, then maybe that's what the alternate meant when it spoke to Adam back in volume 2 and said, you followed the shepherd, you are a fool, follow my voice instead. Wake up, Adam, don't make me wake the others. Maybe that's saying that following the shepherd just means recognizing the deception, which it seems Adam's doing to some degree in volume 2, because when he goes into the basement and speaks to the alternate that was in his TV as a child, he says, I did the right thing. So he's recognizing the deception to some degree all the way back then. I think you're right. Yeah, maybe that it's not that there's a second supernatural entity. Maybe following the shepherd just means recognizing the lie. You're following after what the shepherd realized. I think you might be right. Yeah, that's a good point, Cat with Shades. Adam could have just been a sick child, and Jude prayed for anyone to help his son. And then he stepped in. Alex, let's go. The man of the hour is here. Woo! My guy. We're sitting here theorizing about stuff. I'm standing by my theory, my whole thing on it, that the shepherd's representative of Jude, and that it's, you know, you pray for the lamb, both sides. Lamb indicative of Adam. Why are you sad? For what? He's okay because, you know, Adam was replaced, of course. But the shepherd still paid for it. He paid for the ignorance of praying to anyone, just as Jude would have. I wonder what Jude did, though. The alternate that got in the house is the one from Think Principle, but he's a little silly. Yes, the dark eyes. Oh, you're... Okay, I was thinking... Y'all are talking... Unless it's one... The one above his bed. This guy, yeah. This whole thing. Yeah, that's the Think Principle one. But I was saying that image... Because it's also... because of Jude yelling in the closet, what he yells in the closet, it's the same one that killed his family, which means it's the same one that effectively impersonated Adam, which I don't think has to be the same one that killed Weaver and sung Amazing Grace and all that, although it could be, because the alternates can change forms, right? So it all could be one or it could be a couple, because we know Adam was replaced, just like the lamb was replaced. I really got to say, Alex, I absolutely love the thematic symbolism you're using a bit of representing Adam with the lamb and representing, you know, Jude as a Judas, right? And I love it too because it shows how far back Adam's had this stuff. I mean, Alex has had this stuff planned. It's great. That's something that gets overlooked in a lot of these. Like, if you really want to be treated seriously as a filmmaker online, you know, you do more than just the front level. Here's something creepy, here's something cool that happens. Like, there's depths, there's themes, there's stuff to it. To kind of have this reoccurring, I guess, message, you could almost call it, throughout the work, it works very well. If you want to come on a Discord call and say anything while peeps are watching, I'd be more than happy to, but I mean, you don't have to. I'll go ahead and start the call. Waiting for an Alex Kister level quality Jurassic Park analog horror. I swear, the Jurassic Park analog horrors are so hit and miss. 200 videos. You see what I mean? 200 videos. Like, it's going to be a mixed bag. Is that Army Man?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I heard I thought it was in the video, the Jurassic Park analog core. I was so confused. Yeah. Hey, man, what's good? What's good, dude? Bro, congratulations, dude. For real.
Thank you.
You blew... shut up. You blew it out of the water. It was so good, dude. Every bit of it was fantastic. I love how you switch up media styles. Gosh. So addictive.
That's what's so fun for me about doing these. It's just like a boiling pot of a million different kinds of media. I think it's so fun.
I know we've talked about this before on stream and stuff, but like the Sin City vibes of like, I guess you could say like standard Mandela catalog, and then going from that to like Claymation to like these set pieces to the insane work at the end with the alternate killing Jude, or like quote unquote killing Jude. Man, so good, dude. So good.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
The scenes that gave me a heart attack were this BS. This right here was not a fan of that. Absolutely terrified me. And then the next scene with him, this one, gosh, that was so good with the farmer and like the alternate appearing next to her. Man, that was so cool.
Thank you very much.
Gosh, I'm such a nerd for this stuff. You do such a good job, man. The praise is more than deserved. Look at it.
The scary Larry.
Scary Larry, for sure.
When we were filming at that house, the alternate who like got in the house, his name is N. The person who animated that actually was there with the costume too.
Oh wow.
So it was like practical effects combined with like the added touches.
Dude, that's so cool.
And whenever we were filming it, I referred to it as that alternate as Scary Larry, and I don't think I'll ever and I like how literally any alternate Scary Larry.
Was it the one that is started here? I don't know if you could see. I could share my screen to make it easier, actually.
Okay.
Was it this guy, the one that starts in the window?
Yep.
Okay. He passes from there and he crosses the doorway, right? Yeah. So this guy was like practical effect?
Kinda. It's a really particular effect that my animator does for that, but it was basically practical effects first, and then it like is overlaid with more. It's a really interesting process.
Dude, that's so cool.
She does all the heavy lifting with that. I don't really know how she does it.
Gosh, that's cool. That is awesome. And then the one scene that like I really liked was the movement of it here at the end. This, oh dude, the way it's like mouth moves. Also love the. I imagine this is like a Judas thing. The hanging symbol is my heart. So good. This like the face, and then like his almost mimics it.
I am so. If there's one thing that I'm so disappointed about, it's because YouTube compressed the night scenes so much. So that whole scene, like leading up to this with like the breathing noises, that was like my favorite part of the video. But there is some details like lore stuff that I hid in there that you literally cannot see because of the compression. I'm considering maybe like re-uploading it later today in like 4K, as close as you can get to that with a video of this quality. But YouTube's compression's
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is it this scene you're talking about where like he's being chased through the house?
Yeah, there's a part where a clock is shown and there's a certain time that shows up. That's very important. It's a very small detail, but it really ties in a lot together. I can't say what video in the Mandela catalog playlist it is very important to, because if I say the thing, it's going to give it away.
Okay.
But there's also a video on my channel that has gone through some changes in regards to the thumbnail, title, and description, and the description of that video matters to this video heavily as well.
I swear you and your tricks. Okay, hold on. I noticed there was one part in the video where I jokingly like clicked off. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not it. Nope. I'm gonna assume it's this one.
Maybe
it's the one that now has a red thumbnail and is like cut down, has no name. It might be. Which of these is not like the other?
Yeah.
Well, do you care if I turn it on right now while you're here?
Oh, go ahead. And I would look at the description maybe.
All right. JW, a reoccurring dream maybe. JM, yeah, I guess. JW, have you been dealing with much stress lately? JM, little bit. JW, tell me about the dream. JM, it's always the same. It goes like this. I'm in a bedroom and I wake up from someone talking from somewhere in the house. Or sometimes I'll look out of the window and see something outside. Either way, I always feel compelled to walk out of my bedroom and investigate. I would think after having this dream 100 times that I would start to expect it, but I don't. I never want to investigate it and know it, but my body takes control. Walk through the house always makes me feel the worst dread I've felt in my life. I've never been able to remember what happens from that point on. It's all a blur to me. I never wake up in a sweat or screaming. I just don't remember. I only remember the sensation. I am afraid to fall asleep. I would rather, I assume, die. Okay, so shut up. JM's Jude Murray. What was the name of the doctor he called? Hold on. I'm assuming it's him.
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right, well, save to Steph. Okay, so... so he calls the doctor. That probably is in I'm going to pretend like you're not here as I say this out loud to the void.
Okay.
That probably is then related to the reference the doc made when he said, "I'm proud of you." After Jude said that he'd be moving, that he'd be getting a different doctor. "I'm proud of you for helping your family." What did Jude do that resulted in there? Because we know that the mechanism by which the alternate came into the house and killed them was Adam watched the TV and had an imaginary friend, and that's what allowed it to slip through. But it's implying that Jude did something to let it in or to start the step, or that he's culpable in some way to the betrayal almost. What had he done? Okay, hold on. We're going to watch this. Okay. Metaphysical
awareness disorder is a fatal mental illness that has been making a sudden return in recent months. MAD is a result of exposure to verbal information that is not desired to be known. The rate of death by suicides in patients diagnosed with MAD is 97%, but don't worry. The remaining 3% makes it worth trying to reverse the delusion. Avoiding the root causes of metaphysical awareness disorder development is the first step to being safe. First, avoid excessively frequent religious practices. Avoid unnecessary beliefs and philosophical implications. Last but not least, looking after your loved ones is a key factor for maintaining mental stability.
This part ruined me, by the way.
I think this is one of my greatest hits.
Oh yeah, metaphysical awareness disorder, absolutely. I remember after the first time I watched it, just like lying in bed that night, like, well, I can't shut my eyes now, so I guess I'm just gonna lay here like this.
Not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's a whole section about metaphysics. I've talked about this in the videos, but metaphysical awareness disorder is like my sleep paralysis demon. It keeps showing up, just like doesn't go away. Just wants me to suffer.
I will say, I don't think this will ruin any theories or anything, or any like chance of speculation for anyone. But I just want to say in general, there's so many moving parts to what's going on here, and there's a lot of so many different situations going on, and not all of them necessarily all connect.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of providing a window into how different alternates kind of function, and kind of like how all these different pieces of the puzzle kind of connect into this grand nightmare in a way. So there is definitely obviously there's a lot of lore in this video,
right,
and
right.
there is a lot of connections to be made, but I'm not always super honed in on okay, what is Jonah Marshall gonna do in Mandela Catalog?
Now,
300?
I've spent the entirety of this episode explaining the nuance of how Adam be understood. Yeah, 100%. I get it. You're not just making a lore plot board with this stuff. You're making an experience.
Right. I did put a lot of effort into the story and the lore and what happened and stuff, but my biggest priority, especially with this video, was just to create a nightmare as much as I could. I felt like with Volume 4, I was kind of messing around with the live action stuff because that was like the first time that I was doing that. I felt a lot more confident this time around that I could actually do something more scary with it because before it wasn't really, I didn't really do anything horror related with that. I wanted it to feel like if you like just woke up in the middle of the night and like your TV's on and like this is just on the TV and it doesn't really make any sense and like it's just horrible. it's like the most awful thing. I don't know. I just like that kind of vibe where the whole entire thing just feels like a nightmare in itself and it doesn't really make any sense, but it still does to like people who, you know, are a little familiar with the series and stuff.
No, I agree. A lot of the times what's more important than just like fulfilling theories and stuff like that is just going back to why, you know, it's enjoyable in the first place, the experience of it all. Because like you could have never addressed Jude Murray and most people like myself would just assume like, oh, well, he's dead, you know, like, yeah, he died in that house. But because you go back and do it and like say, well, he actually went down this route, it allows for a new interesting avenue, a new way to tell scary stories, basically, right? Which is at the core of the point of the show. Like you said, there's definitely lore here. But this wasn't an episode to be like, and now we get the stunning conclusion to the question you've all been, what, you know? Like it's meant to be good horror, which it is. It exceeds that.
I feel like it'll kind of always be in this kind of realm of stuff. I really don't think that people should expect like an Avengers Endgame Mandela catalog video or like where like there's like the grand question of what Gabriel's plan is. Actually, this video, if there's one video so far that shows what Gabriel's plan is, it's this one the most. You just kind of have to like, I just don't want to put it out there. I just want to give little hints every now and then. I feel like it'll kind of always be like that. This was my first video of the series where I really liked being able to just see a window into other people's lives during this entire thing. What's going on with these people? Like I plan on doing one in like the silent film era too sometime. Like I like to just hop all around. I think that that's so fun.
What I do love, and I think personally, even as someone who makes, you know, lore videos about the Mandela catalog, what I do think is more important is like kind of, like I said, the messaging almost about it, right? I think everything to do with the shepherd and the lamb, and that's comparison to Jude and Adam and all that, is one of the coolest things so far. Like that kind of like purpose getting across with the media beyond just the scares is excellent. It's so good. It's so good.
Thank you.
Hold on, was this there a second ago? Did you just unprivate this?
No, it's always been there.
Okay, all right. So I feel like I can't get between you and Kane. I can't do this anymore.
Did you ever watch that video?
238 or Kane's?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen this.
Oh, okay.
Is that why everyone? The entire chat is screaming at me 238.
You might. It's
you might. I'm gonna watch it. Classic Vines.
What the fuck?
A lot of you probably don't know this, but I actually got, when I was in high school, I had a Vine and it had 2,000 followers, and it was Vines of me like using popular Vine trends and stuff like that. And it's gone now, but that was the start of Wendigoon, if you think about it.
Fuck Richard?
Well, hello, Mr. Kitty. Can I pet the kitty? Where's you going? Kitty, come back here, Mr. Kitty. Kitty, where you going?
One of 500 birds that are being judged today at
I know
the
this
show.
will go terrible because it's Alex. It's going to get worse. That one's so good. These were so good because it's not TikTok. You don't get to talk for a while. You don't get to have a ton of time. You just have 7 seconds in a dream. There's not a lot of money for it. It's just love of the game. The things that would trend would just be funny things people would say. It was a different time for sure.
Say Colorado.
Why is everybody afraid of love?
Love!
And just remember, no one will ever be able to hate you more than you already hate yourself.
3-3. That went, and since then...
Oh my dude, you just got...
Classics. Man, I miss these.
Thank you so much for calling. Please leave your message after the...
Alex! Him and his BS I have to put up with.
Well, you could be bothered with it, but they're saying that here on our radio stations that central Wisconsin's getting all kinds of tornadoes. And, well, you know what? That around Madison and stuff, they're predicting it's going to get worse up by Milwaukee, Jefferson County and stuff. Yeah. They probably will get a hell of a lot more than we do because it'll go off to the lake. But right now, it's for the southern part of Portage County, and we are more or less up in the north. They probably will get a hell of a lot more than we do because it'll go off to the lake. But right now, it's for the southern part of Portage County, and we are more or less up in the north. Yeah. So it's really not good. We've had some really heavy rain. I mean, it really came down like good. I don't know how much we got, but we got a lot of rain. And it's not been that disastrous, although when the sirens did go off, I brought the door open down. Yeah, well, you can't mess with that. No, we're in the basement. In fact, I just wrote you a note today and made a list of the pictures. Oh, okay, good. And set the check, and whatever the postage and the tax will be, I have no idea. So I'll send you an additional check for that, whenever you find out what it is. But I think when I find out how to keep it and do it as soon as I can. Yeah, well,
I love this vine.
No big thing.
Man, you scared me to death just this guy.
Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember.
The vine comp borders on the side is very funny, by the way.
Got a real good chance to look at them, and I picked out what I want. There's one I want in a 5x7.
Yeah, I never clicked on this one because I assumed it was just like a solo project or something, and I'd watch it at some future point. But I should have known the black and white, the house is Mandela County. Oh yeah, 7. Thank you.
By the way, if I ever stop talking suddenly, it's because my mic keeps like disconnecting from Discord like over and over again. So I'm not ignoring you. If that happens, I'll tell you.
Okay, gotcha. For a second, I didn't realize the camera was a low perspective. I thought that was just a really big chair. The butterfly. What am I? what do I do with this? That's not. Oh, it's not on the Department of Temporal Phenomena, I don't think. As everything to do with them. I hate you so much.
Why are you?
Just the hard cut back to vines.
Is it real?
What? It was my favorite vine.
Yeah. I love how they would let like one creator who's getting hunted by demons have a 1.5 vine.
The rest of it is just vines, by the way. I don't know if
Okay.
you care to watch.
Incredible. So I assumed this was... I didn't really look at it, but I assumed it was the Murray household because of the picture. Yeah. Gotta be the Murrays.
Perhaps.
Perhaps, yeah, mayhaps. But the clocks stop at 2:38 per... I can't remember if all the way back in 3 we see any clocks or anything during the whole house sweep, but I'd imagine it was 2:38 when all this happened. Does 2:38 have like is it a reference to something? Like, is it a biblical reference perhaps?
No.
Okay.
It's just my own little silly idea.
Okay, gotcha. Because Luke chapter 2 is the chapter about the nativity story. I wonder what Luke 2:38 is, out of curiosity. It may not have 38 verses, but that'd be crazy if it was like the "unto you is born this day."
Yeah, it's like matches up perfectly.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I guess that's canon. Yeah, I meant that.
Yeah, duh. Like,
yeah, of course.
And she, coming in that instant, gave thanks likewise unto the Lord, and spake of him to all them that looked for redemption in Jerusalem. Sure. I mean, you gotta. If you tilt your head and think about it, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, TikTok horror. That's the next phase of analog horror.
Dude, I'll do it. I'll think of something.
7-second videos. Here we go.
I already know that, like, at some point I'm gonna get around to doing, whether it's Mandela Catalog or not, I'm gonna get around to doing the Gen Z kind of like modern day technology, like internet horror stuff. That's like parallel to like analog and digital horror, but you know.
Jude sins calling the replacement service. I don't know about that because I feel like this all happens post 333.
Yes, this is all after.
Yeah,
this is all right after 333.
Hence it opening with this. So I don't think the sin would be calling for the replacement service. It's again, the shepherd prayed for forgiveness for the sheep. It has to be something that Jude did regarding Adam. It has to be. Man, gosh, this is so good. And I'm going to be thinking about it. I'm going to be theorizing about it. Man, I like seeing stuff from the Department of Temporal Phenomena because they've been referenced a lot, but we haven't seen a ton of their, like, you know, like day-to-day actions, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first time that, like, we actually see more stuff from them. I thought that was kind of fun.
And it seems like they're kind of acting as, like, a intelligence agency almost. The most lore-ish part to me was this whole part with the same.
The angel fooled them.
Yep.
Gosh, that was so good. So we see like the demented version of Luke chapter 2, basically.
But there was more work to be done.
And trust no.
This was so interesting. It's like he has to fool so many more. You still have the choice of which way you go, regardless. You don't have to give in to the deception. Which, like, my whole question's been, what does following the shepherd mean? Who is the shepherd? What does that mean? But now, off of this conversation, I get the idea that maybe following the shepherd could be as simple as realizing the deception.
That is it.
Okay, yes! There we go.
The shepherd was never there is like a shepherd in this video, like
sure,
that character, but there was never really like the shepherd. It's all like one grand idea.
Right, you have followed the shepherd, you are a fool. That is recognizing the deception, recognizing the trickery. It's not that the shepherd's an entity, it's symbolically like not giving in to the ruse, effectively. Yep. Yes, finally. Something. But no, that makes a lot of sense because Adam, like, even if he didn't see the full lengths of it in volume 2, because I don't think he really did till volume 4, until he has a conversation with the alternate through the computer screen. All the way back in volume 2, he was recognizing something because of the alternate in the basement. You know, what did you do? I did the right thing. So there's some level of like piercing the veil there. Which means all the way back then, the alternate was already threatening him, or not really threatening, was like warning him with, you followed the shepherd, you are a fool. So he was already seeing through the Gabriel's deception back then.
You are not the first. There are so many more. Nothing.
That's so interesting. There are so many more. Because, to win, so to speak, to fully have the deception bake in, there has to be so many more. You know, like, gosh, this is literally all of history, all of religion, right? Must be tricked. There has to be a lot more done, and it just so happens that the shepherd's the first one.
Nothing has been done yet. He has a lot of convincing to do. Until then, trust nobody. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me?
Gosh, that's so good. And we have examples like the shepherd who seemingly, even if he couldn't do anything about it, because this ending doesn't seem very hopeful for him, right? With seeing the lamb and then like Gabriel being right behind him, he still resisted the deception. He still turned away from it. Yeah, this doesn't look very like promising for his future endeavors.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, he still saw through the lie. So you have followed the shepherd, you are a fool. So the shepherd's kind of more indicative of just seeing seeing that the emperor has no clothes, in a sense. Man, then we get alternate Thatcher, which that was fun. A little cameo from our buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
A bunch of people in chat were like, "Oh, Thatcher, I love you." I'm like, no.
Thatcher's back, guys.
Yeah, guys.
And he loves everyone, and he wants to make sure everybody's safe.
It's Thatcher. He just wants to come inside. He just wants to talk. Nothing else. Yep.
And he's like horribly tall, and he has a weird low frame rate.
He's also weirdly blurry and entirely blacked out. Yeah. Nothing. No, don't worry about it. He also speaks like a text-to-speech program where every word has a different cadence.
It's okay here.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're just doing routine checkups around town. It's a requirement from the state.
Yeah, it's also funny to imagine that like a day after Weaver's dead, he's hiding in the police station. He's like, I've got to do those checkups.
I gotta go to the scary, weird house in the middle of the field that literally has no registration or anything.
I keep putting off. I can't keep missing this. I have to go to that house.
I gotta just get it done. Keep putting it off.
Say what you want. Maybe I'm not making a lot of money, but this is the kind of thing the company looks for. You know, someone when it comes promotion season, this is the kind of go get 'em attitude that moves you places.
Yep.
It was supposed to be you is interesting because it could mean that he was just supposed to die with his family, which makes sense. It could mean that maybe he was supposed to die in place of Adam or Lynn, or it could mean that he was supposed to be the alternate. I don't know how true that is, that last one, because we see in volume 3 or 333 that the alternates were kind of geared towards children, the whole imaginary friend thing, stuff like that. So maybe not necessarily that he was supposed to be the alternate. And it seems like the alternate's plan was to effectively lay out sleeper cells around the area all the way to 2009, right? Like, you know, don't make me wake the others. Like, you know, there's been other plants as well. So I don't know how true that is, but it was supposed to be you. Again, I swear, it's like Judas did something to warrant this. And then he was supposed to die, but he got away.
Consider... let me see. How am I going to word this?
Consider the following.
Consider... You were onto something. Consider how... he died in the red filter interpretation with the events that occurred earlier in the series with that story. That's all I'm gonna say.
Where is it? Hold on. Wrong one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. There it is.
Yep.
Yep. You know, I know, we all know. Yeah.
Yep.
Whee! Yay!
Celebration.
But yeah, no, that makes sense. So he was supposed to be the one to take his life and do that. But instead, it was Lynn who did it. Maybe Judas's sin was that he cowarded out of that and allowed his wife to take his place. Because this was supposed to be him. Because, like, I'm trying to remember, in 333, we see... chat's like, yippee! Yay! You know, she did it! We did it, gang! Because we get the phone call. You know, does he look like someone you know? No, I've never seen this man. That doesn't make sense. And then Davis goes there.
You hear that, right?
We never see anything about Jude. We see her feet hanging.
10:56. Everyone else fucking left.
Poor Thatcher, man. He's...
I know.
Gosh, I hate that. The feet slapping on the floor.
Oldest jerk in the book.
Yeah, we never see anything about Jude. He just disappears. So...
yeah.
What? I have never seen anyone in my life.
Jude leaves. Immediately calls this whole, like, effectively the vacuum cleaners from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that was literally the exact thing I had in mind. I'm not kidding.
Okay, yeah. I need a Hoover Vac H23 Max.
Yeah.
He calls them to get away, and then he doesn't.
Down hyperactivity in the brain.
This was very funny, by the way. Yeah, he gets to the safe house. This was very funny. You cowering in the corner.
I'm like a scared cat. I'm like the pet store commercials.
There's one
like,
face
trying to guilt trip you.
Irrational fear.
There's one face that cracks me up so hard.
Maybe you saw something you can't forget.
Hold on.
Now,
It's so good. It's so good.
there is a solution.
This
A
also
new
this whole pill also interests me. I was talking about it to chat, but we really get most of the time we get a very personal view of what's going on in the world of the Mandela catalog, but the consequences of it are unfathomable on like a worldwide scale, right?
Yeah.
Of like the alternate invasion of religion being changed and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see like effects of it like this, like the pill.
There is so much to the Teamerill that I don't really want to say because obviously I have like my like idea and interpretation of it, but I intentionally did make it very vague, and there's a lot of different ways that you can look at it, and all of them are kind of correct. It's kind of like up to the viewer, like it all kind of makes sense in a way, but there is like a canon reason for me, but that doesn't mean anything.
Does Teamerill is the name hold any significance?
Yes, it does, and Farazepam does too. I did all my research on like how people like name drugs and stuff.
How they name them and stuff like that. Because there's one anxiety medication that ends in like the Zapam. Lorazepam. Yeah, that one. If I'm saying stuff out loud and you don't want to answer, you don't have to. But Farah is something. There's drugs that start with a Farah, I think, or a Fabra or something like that. I'll have to look. I won't spend all the time doing it on screen. But Temerill's interesting though, because normally the name comes from the chemical composition in some way, but it's always like an abstraction. Like Tylenol's named that way because they're like one of the compound names in it end in like TYL, and then anol means like it has like an alcohol group on it. So Tylenol. So could be that. It could be something more like symbolic, message-wise, something. The drug's interesting because I imagine it's like everything else in this world, nefarious in some way in its creation. It's also funny, by the way. I know it's you, but it's funny to imagine like canonically this is Mark. So they're like, hey, there was a guy who like got freaked out and killed himself in his house. What if we could use his face for?
You know what? I was actually very close. This was one of the last scenes I did. I did this like a month ago, maybe. And I think that this actually would have been a cooler and better thing. But I did consider having a live recreation of Mark shooting out the door, like and stuff. And it's like the most awful, messed up thing ever that's being used for this commercial. But I would have to shave my beard and my mustache and like redo my hair. And I cannot do that. I cannot look like that anymore. So I didn't do it.
It's Mark. It's Mark about like he puts the gun to his head and pulls the trigger and it clicks. And it's like, what if there was another way? What if...
Yeah, exactly.
It's like he shoots himself and the pill flies out of the barrel instead. Like it's
a pill gun.
And the alternate like opens the door and they like shake hands and like he gives him the pills and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh, poor Mark.
A solution.
Who have I been praying to? Temeril, of course, the new fancy pill. They're gonna. Oh man,
There's no turning back once you step into that car.
There was something here.
I'll be able to transfer your prescription and could do it.
I knew you could do it.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, so like I knew you could do it. It would be all right. It's putting some of the responsibility onto Jude as to everything that happened with him. Again, like you said, like I determined by clues hinted to me, he was supposed to be the one in place of Lynn, but the therapist wouldn't know that. The doctor wouldn't know that unless he's also an alternate, which I don't think is being implied. So that phrasing about I knew you could do it, I'm proud of you. Maybe it's like saying, oh, you're taking initiative with your son, that's good. Or maybe getting away from the house is good, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you're onto something there.
Oh, about getting away from the house?
I'll leave that up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See, I didn't think there was significance to the house, but the house does show up a lot. Maybe there is. Maybe there is something there. I can also tell, like, I'm not saying this in a braggy way, but normally when I watch a series, like a YouTube series, I can kind of feel, even if I don't know everything yet, I can kind of feel out like, okay, yeah, I have all the pieces of the puzzle, or there's like something missing. And I know, like, I feel like a lot of the pieces are pretty well defined in Mandela, but I can also tell there's some stopgaps I don't have yet.
Yeah.
Like the house, stuff like that. That's just because the series is still ongoing. But yeah, the whole I'm proud of you when he said he was moving, that flipped my radar a bit. I was like, that was a weird way to say that, you know?
Yeah.
I love this shot, by the way. This is so good. Like the framing, like the house, and it's.
Thank you. I was so proud of that.
It looks good. Looks really good. Is this like a set, or is this like the actual house you were filming at?
This is I can't really say how I found this house for safety reasons, but I did find it somehow, and it's just
the way your camera is positioned here, it makes it look like a dollhouse. Which works very well. But I understand, like, if this is a physical house, then it takes a lot to like get a camera up here to like get the shot right and everything. But no, it looks fantastic. It looks like it reminds me of Hereditary.
That was one of my huge inspirations for this. Hereditary, The Lighthouse, Skinamarink.
Yep.
I was so Skinamarink pilled when I was making this. Oh my god.
Skinamarink's good, man. It's so good. I feel like that goes both ways, though. I feel like I know that Ball was making like films before you, technically, I think, but I feel like all of you guys, kind of like you filmmakers on YouTube, are kind of like handshaking each other a lot with influences and stuff like that. But also Kyle's a very cool guy. I've spoken to him before. He's neat.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, like this feels very Skinamarink. The dollhouse imagery also works well because like the whole thing, the dollhouse imagery in Hereditary works because the family is victims of the cult, right? It's like they're their playthings. They can move around. Like they were never going to win. There was never a scenario where the family gets out, right? And here, Judas is effectively like a lamb to the slaughter. Haha, lamb. Like he's being placed in a house. The alternates have scoped it out. He's trying to get away, but there's no hope to it. And like, yeah, he's a doll in their dollhouse. They can do whatever they want to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works very well. Again, like far more important to me than, give me all of the lore pieces right now to put the story together is just creating like a good horror piece.
Yeah.
And like, you've more than done that here. It works so well.
Thank you.
There was another... it was the conversation with the phone guy. Not the Five Nights at Freddy's one. The other phone guy.
The phone guy.
Hello. That's midway through. The alternates do get a little quirky at night.
As you can see.
Yeah, so this is definitely an alternate here. I'm trying to... It's just a very precarious shadow. No alternates. It's just an alternate scoping him out. This is before he dies. I don't think this specific one has any significance. I could be wrong. Because at the end, we see like 3 different alternates, right? Like get into the house or no, sorry. The report from the department at the beginning lists 3 different alternates in the house.
Right.
But I suppose it could just be the same one over and over. But no, I think there's 3 different ones because we see the one leaned around the corner, which I theorized might be Ruth even.
Oh, that's Jude. That he was peeking around the corner.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
All right,
Gotcha. It's the YouTube compression that screws over so much of this video.
I saw that lean around the corner, and it reminded me of Ruth's alternate stalking Weaver as he slept in, I think, Volume 4?
Volume 4,
Yeah. That's what reminded me of. Okay, yeah. YouTube compression, that's Jude, got it. Okay, so we do see one alternate then.
Yeah, but he
I mean, he changes. He does like his, weird gabagool, right?
Yeah, he's a cosplayer.
Yeah, he's really into costumes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Jane.
I imagine Jane to be representative of Lynn. That's what it reminds me of.
Yes.
Like the Sheperd is bringing Jane into the deception, much as Jude brings Lynn in to, maybe not the deception, but brings him into their circumstance that gets them hurt.
Yeah, the claymation stuff is all a messed up reflection of what's going on.
I told you people. I said that as soon as it started. Like, oh, I think this is indicative of that. And some people were like, no, I think it could be about blah blah blah. Like, nope.
And if you notice towards the end when the shepherd sees the manger out in front of his house, and then right afterwards, Jude sees a crib.
The baby crib. The baby. Oh, I didn't put that one together. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. That's awesome. I love this. This is what made me, at the first instance, I was like, I think this is representative of Jude. Was gosh, it was so menacing. So the shepherd's like, oh no, I've lost the sheep, and then he prays.
I'm sorry.
Gosh, this is so good, by the way. Obscuring his face, making him like... it's so good.
Yeah. Shout out to Thornbaker for doing these,
the Holy Spirit.
3D animations there.
Oh, he did so good. So good.
Yeah.
And now I am here.
My...
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. He lost the sheep, and then he's like, oh, well, I'm so sorry for losing the sheep or whatever. And then he sees it, and it's like broken. It almost... The alternate that comes to him at the end is in. I had the idea that it kind of looked like Adam's alternate, but I suppose not then. Because at the end, when the alternate comes to kill him, to me, it was kind of indicative of the shepherd here seeing his sheep before him. Because, of course, the sheep's representative of Adam, right? Like, right. Oh, I've lost my son, but here it is. And it's just, it's totally fine, and don't look at it too hard. There's definitely nothing wrong with the sheep.
Yeah.
But I also love the symbolism of Adam being the sheep, because, at least to me, it's like the only hope, really, the world has is through Adam, because he is one of them, but his perception has so changed and different. I mean, really, Presto... like drives that home with him talking to Thatcher, right? The only way humanity has any chance is through the alternates themselves, through Adam. So in a way, Adam is sort of the chosen one. He is the savior figure of the story, potentially. And he is set up for that position by Judas, similar to the Bible, represented as a lamb, as with the Bible. There's a lot, I really like the cross-pollination, sort of different themes pushing towards each other between biblical stuff, between the Sheperd story, between the Jude story, between the modern. It works so well.
What is the matter with my little one?
Oh my, it is beautiful.
This is funny, because it implies that, like, something was wrong with, Adam, and Lynn was like, I don't know, you're the dad. You figure it out. Grow up, idiot. Maybe some alternate presence came to Jude or something. Maybe he started to let it in. Ultimately, he was supposed to be the one to die, but he didn't. He ran from that. Also, I love this part. So I'm bound by chains on my ankles. With every step, they grow harder. Yeah. If there is a God, please help me. Yeah. Yeah. Which, if I recall right, was the thing that really birthed the entire series, because that was your high school poem, right?
It goes all the way back.
All the way back to the beginning. Oh, it's so good. I said, you can watch the VOD, but as soon as he looked down and saw the chains, I was like, yo.
No, that's a reference.
I understood that reference. Oh, it's a biblical Jesus dethroned by the powers of the devil reference. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I know you are holy?
Such a good quote. Such a good quote. Because, like, all of these entities are beyond, humanity in every sense, right? Like, be it Gabriel, be it the false Gabriel, or be it, the true Gabriel God, whatever. It's all inconceivable to humanity, right? And to be at kind of this crossroads between the good and the bad. How do I know you are holy? Ah, man, so good. It really goes back to, like, the core conflict of the story of, like, how does humanity best impossible odds, right? Does it even matter if it's good or bad? We're not stopping it either way, like, oh, man.
This is the escape you've been waiting for.
Yeah, this whole conversation.
It's finally happening.
There's something he says at the end.
You're not in the car?
I like how the voice of the guy on the other end of the phone is like a 1920s mob boss too. Like
I told the voice actor, for reference, I said Uncle Jack from Breaking Bad.
Good.
Yeah. You know what you did.
Okay, that you know what you did. So at first I thought maybe the person on the other end of the phone was an alternate or something like that. Kind of similar to how I forget what his name was, but the church leader Dave was talking to that turned out to be Gabriel, right?
Yeah.
First I thought it was something like that, but then like he ignores this person on the other end of the phone and then dies in the house. So I think maybe not. But another reason I thought that is also because you know what you did implies that like the person on the other end of the phone knows what Jude has done. So that's why I thought maybe it was alternate related. But now, because I don't think it's alternate related, then that implies that what he has done, either Jude told him about or it's well known or something like that. I don't know. It's interesting.
Stop acting like it didn't happen, Jude.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do.
I also feel maybe the pills led to him not taking the drive. Because even if you saw a person outside your door, it wouldn't immediately do it unless he recognized that it was an alternate, which maybe he did. Yeah, basically, dude, incredible work. Incredible work. You killed it, dude. Loved it. Love it.
I appreciate that very much. I'll watch the VOD later.
Cool. Very cool, my man. Thank you for doing what you're doing. It means a lot. You're the best, dude.
Thank you. You too. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye, chat. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See
there might be scary Larry in your house tonight, and everything might turn red during your sleep paralysis. I don't know. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Only us lucky few. If you're interested in checking out the series, which you should be, head to Alex Kister, watch the Mandela catalog, give it a like, leave it a comment. I'm going to be thinking about it for a while. But to you all, thank you so much for watching the stream. Thank you so much for checking in. It really does mean the most. Again, if you're interested in Stalker Tour tickets, head to the link in the description at x1entertainment.com/Stalker Tour. They are selling fast, so get in while you can. Thank you all for the support you've shown the film and the channel and everything else. It really does mean the most. So thank you all so much for watching. Check out Mandela Catalog Volume 5. Thank you so much for being here. And I believe that should do it for now. But I just want to say thank you for watching.